So, let's jump into the game. Last time we beat Ascension 2 with the slime boss. Today let's do Ascension 1 as the Guardian. Let's jump in. So, we can transform a card, obtain 100 souls, obtain a curse and a rare card draft, or we can boss relic swap. Hi Zero! Yeah, I do like the Guardian. I am enjoying the stasis mechanic and the gems a lot, definitely. I would like to get the emerald pretty early. Haven't played around too much with beams yet, so I can't really say for sure. This path is pretty dangerous, but if we feel like we can't take on this elite, we can always go for this rest instead. So yeah, let's... Oh, whoops. I still need to decide on the Niao bonus. It looks like we won't hit the merchant very early in this act, so both the 100 souls and the obtain a curse options are pretty non-ideal here. Let's transform a card. Let's go with the defend, just so we are a bit better off against potentially fighting the gremlin knob. We got a repulsor, which will exhaust statuses and curses as we draw them. That's currently not that useful. In case we break the get the ruby here, we don't have a chance to break it very early with the path I'm intending to take. Maybe we should instead take another path and go here, where we will get 2 elites and 2 rests alongside. Rare card would be good for powering through elites? Kinda, yeah. It can be quite good for that. But oftentimes rare cards are also synergistic, especially in Guardian. Yeah, I think I'll actually change my path here. Especially in Guardian, you oftentimes need gems. I have only done 1 level of Unlock 0, so I am not entirely sure if I have the stuff you are talking about. Defensive mode is very helpful here. We are already completely defended, so let's just move the repulsor out for this. And we should have the kill this turn. There we go. Stone Calendar at the end of turn 7 deal 52 damage to all enemies. Yeah, the mode shifter does help a lot early game. We have the chance to pick up a gem. I always like an aquamarine. Generating these 0 cost additional cards can have some nice synergy. Right now, just with defensive mode, but that's good enough for me. Harden is literally dash. Yeah, basically, huh? Harden wouldn't have been a bad pick here either. Okay. This fight went pretty well. Ancient Power. Gain 1 dex, add a random power card to your hand. It costs 1 less this combat. Shield Charger, and then there's also Sentry Beam. I do like a Sentry Beam. Ancient Power, Shield Charger, Sentry Beam. The Ancient Power upgrades to give us an artifact, right? It's not bad. But the Sentry Beam is such a good usage of a stasis slot, with weakening the enemies every second turn and providing some damage. I really like that card. It seems extremely good. Sentries. We do have the stone calendar, which will eventually just kill them. So I am okay with going quite defensive here. Take 5 damage here. Too bad the repulsor doesn't help against dazed, because it doesn't replace the card we exhaust, it only makes sure that it exhausts. But dazes already do that by themselves at the end of the turn. Got one of them down. And I guess the other two will eventually die to the stone calendar at the end of turn 7. Alright, the Sentry Wave also draws us a card. That's a really good card then. And next turn we win. Peace Pipe, you can now remove cards from your deck at rest sites. That's handy. So for stasis, we basically are using one stasis slot every turn with the Sentry Beam, so maybe we want to focus a bit less on stasis than usual. I like the idea of getting a roll attack, so we have some AoE, at least if we're in defensive mode. Upgrades to become 18 damage. Walker Claw seems just underwhelming to me. It's basically a twin strike for 2 cost. Let's go with roll attack. We do want to break the ruby to gain 1 strength at the start of every battle. Let's upgrade roll attack with the crystal ward. I think we do want to upgrade curl up quite soon. But maybe before that we want to upgrade the Sentry Beam so the Sentry Wave actually hits all enemies. I think that's the most important upgrade here. Hi Chris, welcome! The most fulfilling of lives is that in which you can punch anything. Sure. Let's punch them. I haven't done that before. The serpent rears its head and cries in an awful scream. As its body goes limp and falls into the pit, the life force of the creature becomes readily available for harvesting. It is awe-inspiring, but you can't help but wonder if the serpent was speaking metaphorically. Perhaps it intended to aid and encourage you to do violence on others, but not itself. Well, I guess that's Naked coming for her. Meat on the bone. If your HP is at or below 50% at the end of combat, heal 12 HP. Really like that gives me a nice amount of sustain. We have 350 souls now and a curse to remove, so definitely want to fight this merchant. $15 damage. I guess that's better than double strike. Would have loved to be in defensive mode for that attack. Oh right, Repulsor is actually pretty good against curses as well, huh? We can exhaust them with Repulsor. 11 damage, this is 5. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of damage to the merchant. But that's not the primary goal here. Most importantly, I want to be able to remove my curse. Sapphire, enter defensive mode. That's something I really want. Floating Orbs is quite good as well. Frozen Egg, whenever you add a power card to your deck, upgrade it. We could afford that and Floating Orbs, but then we can't remove. Singing Bowl, when adding a card into your deck, you may raise your max HP by 2 instead, and Strange Spoon, cards which exhaust when played have a 50% chance to be discarded instead. That would populate our deck with Sentry Beams and Waves. That is interesting. I'm not against it. Let's get the doubt out. I think I am gonna pick up Strange Spoon and the Sapphire. I don't think in that case that we want another Sentry Beam, because we'll eventually generate these ourselves. Maybe too many of them even. But we'll see about that. I also really like Floating Orbs, so I'm gonna pick it up. It provides a nice chunk of damage over the turns. This is a pretty weak turn to set up. Oh yeah, we have Peace Pipe. We could have removed at a campsite. I forgot about that. Is this our best? We haven't set up anything at all. But still, this is the next hand. Next hand won't be much damage at all. Oh right, we will also keep the crystal wards in our deck. That's not quite as useful. And the Orb Slimes. Well, this is gonna be an interesting one. Oops, I overblocked there. Because I already had the block from my defensive mode shifter. We need to find something to do with all these 0 costs we generate. Whoops. Bad ordering there. We run damage of... Yeah, I took 1 damage because I misordered things there. But we have little now. I think there's a certain power that helps with 0 cost stuff. Accelerate is always gonna be useful with our Sentry Waves and Beams. So Incinerate is not a bad attack at all. Another Aquamarine. We currently only have 1 socket, but we will definitely add 1 on Curl Up, and Aquamarine is pretty good on Curl Up. Yeah, I'll take that. Let's put our Sapphire into the Twin Slam. So suddenly it's a quite defensive card. And then I think we upgrade Curl Up for the socket. The Face Trader. Sure, why not? Start each combat with 1 week. Oh, that's rough. Should have done the Twin Slam first, I guess. Well, we defend easily with that. And then this enemy is almost dead. There we go. Fragmented Gem. Add a crystal shift to your hand. Refractor Beam is kind of tempting. With the Strange Spoon. But so is Ancient Power. Let's go with Ancient Power. We have a lot of these Aquamarine small block cards that are 0 cost. They work well with decks. Time Capacitor gain 2 stasis slot. It's unlikely that we're gonna use these in this fight. Roll attack is a crystal ward, so roll attack, crystal ward, and then defend. Wait, defend would have been enough, but we wanted to do the damage anyway, so there we go. Ruby, gain a momentary strength. Temporal shield, draw a card if you have a card in stasis. We'll pretty much always have that, so I think this is a great block card. Basically, roll attack hits everyone here. This is pretty nice. And we should be able to finish the fight here. Revenge Protocol. Amethyst, Fragmented Gem, Sapphire. Can we... Currently don't have a gem slot, but I like the idea of adding more defensive mode triggers to our deck eventually. So we need to pick up another card with a gem slot to make use of that Sapphire. That's 11 damage, that's enough. Then we defend, bringing us up to 11 block, which is exactly what we need. Time Sifter at the start of your turn, accelerate. That's not gonna be that useful for us, because usually we get the cards we put in stasis back in 1 turn anyways. No need to take any damage here. Evasive Protocol. Gain 2 decks while in defensive mode, enter defensive mode. It's not bad. Obviously not really important right now. Stasis Strike, Emerald Emergency. I like the idea of an upgraded Stasis Strike with a socket. because that one's gonna come back regularly. They're not attacking us this turn. Only the sap will hit us for 3. So we don't need that much defense. Wait, this defect is actually really aggressive. I think I need to go all out against them. Can't hold back anything. Yeah, the rebound streamline turns are very scary. Kinda want a temporal shield roll attack, but I also want the dex from ancient power. I'll go with the ancient power first. Temporal shield defense. It's not quite enough to fully block this, but there's a Sentry beam. That's great. Maybe we can get... Oops. Wrong order there. Maybe we can get weakness ready for the turns where... Okay, we are completely defended here. Maybe we can get weakness ready for the turns where he streamlines. But I think the first streamline is coming up now. Indeed. Well, we have defensive mode at the very least. And a lot of zero cost attacks. And now we will have weakness on the enemy every turn. And we also have a giant amount of block with all these defensive mode entries. Whoops. Forgot to enter defensive mode, but it doesn't matter because we've won. Exploit gems, draw a card, socket. That's interesting. Spheric's shield, also quite interesting. For 2 turns, block is not removed at the start of your turn. Gain 15 block, enter defensive mode. It does have some nice synergy with our Strange Spoon and helps with the with making our block relevant. We oftentimes over-generate when we are in defensive form. But Exploit Gems is quite good. I'm still gonna go with the Spheric Shield. Tiny House. 1 potion, 50 souls, 5 HP, 1 card and upgrade a random card. Pandora's Box. We could go with Pandora's Box, honestly. I really don't like Runic Dome because I'm not too familiar with the enemies yet. I do have a general idea of what they do, but I also don't like it because then my viewers can see what they do. The bosses, at least, it's not a big deal against them because we still see their cards. And some extra energy is not necessarily needed in this deck right now. I'm gonna go with Pandora's Box and transform all my strikes in defense. Floating Orbs, Fierce Bash, Garnet, Windsteam, Emerald, Priming Beam and Emergency. Okay, we have pretty much no block at all now. We definitely need to pick up some of the block, some more block here. Which might mean that I do not want to go for the elites right away. We still have some defensive mode entries and we can make a lot of these gems fit into a certain card already. Steam with the defensive mode and perhaps one more vulnerable to everyone could be good. So maybe it's not that bad because we have a lot of defense with our defensive mode stuff. I really want to go for the Emerald Elite, but this is 2 elites in a row without the rest. And we have no options whatsoever on the right side. But maybe we have to do it if we do want to go to Niao. But maybe we don't have to. I wouldn't mind a merchant though. I'm still gonna go for the elites. I just can't help myself. Sapphire goes into Steam. Garnet into Curl Up. So we... yeah, that's not a bad idea. It's a 0 cost. We play it at the start of our turn anyways. Crystal Ward into Steam. Suddenly makes it a quite a good defensive turn as well. Is there anything we really don't want in our deck? Priming Beam is a bit weird, but it buffs our Sentry Beam, so that's not bad. Fierce Bash, not so sure if that's gonna work without any Accelerate. But we do have Emergency, so maybe? We need to upgrade Stasis Strike to get a socket, that's for sure. What do the other upgrade to? Fierce Bash increases its damage and its the rate it grows. Emergency becomes 0 cost. Priming Beam only increases the base damage it deals. Steam gains 1 extra vulnerable. Yep, that's an easy Stasis Strike upgrade here. Of course, now we get the Rune of Simplicity event. I guess we have to go for Elegance here. What's the removal here? I think it should be an aggressive card and one of our worst ones. I'm currently thinking Fierce Bash. That makes the emergency weaker as well. Emerald? I think I can just find something to socket Emerald into. It's not amazing, but it shouldn't be a problem. But right now, I don't have... yeah, I think I'll get the Fierce Bash out. Emergency? Maybe I should have gone for emergency first. We need the damage. We can't go Spheric Shield here. We need to kill the backline Slaver as fast as possible. Vulnerable to everyone. That's good, and then let's Ancient Power. Revenge Protocol, nice. We'll gain 3 strength next turn. Because we left defensive mode. 3 enter defensive mode. Set up another floating orbs. we already have the kill. Nice. Penny, every 10th attack you play deals double damage. Yeah, the priming beam affecting Sentry beam is really good. Quartz, definitely. Wouldn't mind a multi-beam or even a piercing height, but Quartz is just so good. And we still have a slot open in that Stasis Strike that really benefits from a Quartz. Oh, the Cryptic Writing. I haven't seen this one in a while. Ooh, we get it immediately. Enchiridion. At the start of each combat, add a random power card into your hand. It costs 0 for that turn. That's very nice. I would like to socket their Quartz as soon as possible. But I think I do want to keep hunting for Elite. Get a free floating orbs. Let's draw first. Spheric shield. We can kill one of these gremlins this turn anyways. So I like the idea of that. Yeah, we discarded it. Let's go into defensive mode first. This is a lot of incoming damage. Let's draw the card. Do want to play Temporal Shield here. Unless I can kill this guy. I can't. But I don't need to if I play Steam. I guess we can play Steam and Floating Orbs. Vulnerability is very nice. Orborg. Gain 2 strength, tick gain 1 strength, volatile. Well, we have no way to put that into stasis. But the strength is gonna be helpful. We don't need defensive mode this turn. No more room for the stasis strike, sadly. Oh. We're almost done with the fight anyway, so it doesn't matter. There we go. Strawberry. Upon pickup, raise your max HP by 7. Quite nice. Prismatic Beam. That's not bad. This works well with Priming Beam because it deals damage multiple times. I'll take it. Let's enter defensive mode. Vulnerability is good. More powers. Orborg, yes. Good setup turn. We definitely want to be in defensive mode, and I want a vulnerability. We'll only get 2 more orb slams out of this. 2 orb slams. We have 3 strength. 2 orb slams are definitely worth it. We skip the priming beam then. Good roll attack. This time we're doing quite a bit more damage than the first time around. Roll attack. 17, I guess that's better than a twin slam. I really would like a time capacitor for more stasis slot. Time sifter, not that great. Although it does help us play the stasis strike more often. So it's not all that bad. The problem with accelerating at the start of our turn is that the sentry beams and sentry waves won't be affected by it, because they will go back into our hand at the start of our turn anyways. Polybeam is a nice multi-hit attack. Torchfire. Damage is increased by 3 for every debuff on the enemy. We don't apply that many debuffs. Well, we apply weak and vulnerable sometimes, but that's not really good or consistent enough to make use of Torchfire. I wouldn't mind another Sapphire in the Prismatic Beam this time. Question is, do we take Polybeam as well? Polybeam seems quite good. Yeah, I think that's worth it. Just a good idea for damage. And then, do we want to fight another merchant? Maybe not this floor. Lantern versus Sapphire Key. I do like Lantern. Helps us set up our powers a bit better the first turn. Yeah, let's take the Lantern. I'm okay skipping the next treasure. Construction form. Should be good. But I'm not too excited about it, to be honest. Armor Protocol. Let's hope we can defend reasonably well these turns. I guess that counts as reasonably well. Yeah, that construction form wasn't that great for us. Yeah, we don't have any way to gain artifact in this deck is the problem. A Spheric Shield would have been a nice card to draw during the construction form downtime. Ooh. It's a lot of block. Ah, you mean the ancient power. Yeah, we would need to upgrade that first. There we go. Emerald, Ancient Attack, and an upgraded Wind Steam. I don't think I need another Wind Steam in this deck. Ancient Attack is a point of strength. That should be decent. Yeah, Construction Form is not in our base deck. We generated it with the Enchiridion, so I don't think I want another Emerald. Currently, these 3 gems. Quartz goes into the Stasis Strike, the other 2 into the Prismatic Beam. I'll take an Ancient Attack for some strength gain. Floating Orbs, that's not bad. Armor Protocol, I'll gladly take that. Good setup here on turn 1. And Steam. Emerald and Quartz. Okay. Let's draw all the cards first. Do want to set up the floating orbs. I guess we Stasis Strike over the Polybeam. Fully defended again. Curl up. Guess this is a good turn to Priming Beam. Maybe I should have played the Spheric Shield though. I'm gonna take some damage here. Not enough to put us in meat on the bone range, but Art of War. If you do not play any attacks during your turn, gain an additional energy next turn. No. Incinerate is still fairly good. He gains a socket on upgrade. Sure. It's time to socket some gems. Quartz into the Stasis Strike for sure. And let's make this Prism Beam a bit more defensive. Having us enter defensive mode and other stuff. Maybe it's time to pick up some artifact. We don't need these floating orbs to be innate, I think. When Steam, a third vulnerable would be quite good. Gaining an artifact on one of these things is also not bad. Prism Beam. Prism Beam is also a good upgrade, I agree. Yeah, that makes sense. So we can socket it next time we enter a rest site, hopefully. Ooh, the Colosseum event. I think we're okay fighting the captive hero. Construction form again. I think it's rather bad against this enemy. But right now it defends us against the first hit with the defend we gain from the defensive mode. And then against the neutralize with one of the buffers. I guess we take the 5 damage. It's really not that big of a deal. And not being able to play attack, well, this turn would have been quite okay without playing attacks. Yeah, I feel like Spheric Shield is too expensive right now. Spheric Shield is too expensive a lot of the time. More construction forms, okay. Not really what I want. Should have played Twin Slam first, I think. Another Stasis Strike. Definitely want to play that. And I think we should soon be ready to kill here. If not, we could use Construction Form this turn. How much damage is Polybeam? 12. This is 10 plus 8. Is Spheric Shield enough to defend us? Would have... no, it still is. But I should have played it earlier anyways. Anyways, I think we win here. We definitely do. We would have if I played my cards in the correct order. Whoops. I could have applied Vulnerable at the start of all this. Oh well. Still fine. Fossilized Helix. 1 buffer at the start of every fight. And Molten Egg upgrade attack cards are upgraded. That's another quartz. What does that fit into? Into the Prismatic Beam. That's good. We have a lot of draw now. Ooh, another Merchant fight. I'll play the Armor Protocol. For a card. Definitely went Steam this turn. We're not gonna Spheric Shield. That costs us too much damage. Nice, we have Defensive Form this turn. And Weakness. Priming Beam. Incinerate, Sentry Beam. And then we can also throw out the Polybeam. We take 5 here. No, 1. No, we don't even take 1 here. We have the buffer. And not like we need it for anything else in this fight. These floating orbs are only 1 trigger each. It's a bit uninspiring. With 1 strength. That's gonna be less than a roll attack. 6 each. Yeah. All that's necessary is an Ember for energy gain. Yeah. Ember would definitely be great. Let's search for Vent Steam here. Let's see what's in this ancient attack. A Fierce Bash. 22 damage versus 21. And draw a card. I'll draw the card. That's vulnerable. Well, good thing I went with the Stasis Strike, otherwise I wouldn't have had the kill there. Charge core, priming beam, ruby planning, orb walk. Any of these really that great for us? I wouldn't mind a ruby for the incinerate. Bottle black hole. Upon pickup, choose a card, start each combat with this card in stasis. Let's start with Sentry beam in stasis. That means we will always have it as early as possible. Basically. Bronze scales is nice. Could also have put it on the stasis strike instead, but I think the Sentry beam is overall more important. Upgrading 2 random attacks is honestly quite great. I'm willing to pay some money for that. Got us the Incinerate upgraded, which kind of makes me want to pick up the Ruby now. Oh, taking Orb Walk, then picking that relic and starting with Orb Walk in the bottle. Oh, I didn't think of that. Yeah, that would have been quite good. Let's get the emergency out of the deck. I'm also gonna take the bronze scales and then leave. Let's go for some more question marks here. Oh. Cleric. Do we need any more removals? Repulsor is nice against the final boss, against Niao. I think I'm fine with not removing anything here. I like my deck. Let's punch him for 100 souls. Oh, Neloth. We could gain Neloth's gift for Penny or Mercury Hourglass. Not really. I think I'm gonna punch him. I will add a pain to my deck, but I do have the Repulsor. Well, it makes the Fossilized Helix a bit worse. But we have the Peace Pipe as well. I'm gonna do it. Gambling Chip, that's actually quite a good relic for us. Time Sifter. Curl Up, Incinerate, Stasis Strike. I think we keep these. Reroll these two. It gives us the opportunity to put the burn on the ground, if that's something we need. But I'd rather have some defense so I can let the bird kill itself on the spikes. We have 6 spikes, so the bird will only hit us 4 times. That's some defense, I guess. That does qualify. And then Incinerate and Sentry Beam. Maybe I should just hold off on playing anything here. No, even better, I should go to meat on the bone HP value. That would be 43. No, yeah, 43. I can't do that. It's not like we need buffer in this fight anyways. Fragmented Gem. I would love to include that one as well. Quartz goes into Prismatic Beam or Incinerate, and then Fragmented Gem can go into the other one. Yes. Watcher. I think this, yeah, this is the Calm Watcher. Definitely want to replace that. Well, whether I replace this, no, I should keep it. It gives me defense. Priming Beam. Prismatic Beam. That's already, yeah, that's okay. Start with the Prismatic Beam. Repulsor is good because that sets up the... I should have drawn first, obviously. Repulsor removes the pain if we draw it now. We don't need defense as much this turn. 16 damage, 18 damage. I guess we use the Sentry Beam for the pen nib trigger. And let's set up the Spheric Shield here. Let's just keep a lot of block. No way to enter defensive mode this turn. Start with the draw cards. Pain is gone now. We don't need another Repulsor, but might as well play it. This turn we have a lot of damage incoming, but we also are quite well defended. Do I want to play Ancient Attack? I kinda do. We need to play a few more cards. I should play Incinerate this turn. Wait, no. I thought that would give me back the Stasis Strike immediately. Let's try Ancient Attack. There we go. Completely defended this turn. No, we won't. Mercury Hourglass. Whoops. When Steam is how we enter defensive mode this turn. Polybeam, that's a good way to trigger pen nib. There we go. That was a pretty short fight. Skill potion, I'll take it. Exploit gems again. That means we have to keep picking gems, but I'm not against it. I do want extra energy here. Wonderbots. On pickup, lose 2 stasis slots, gain an energy at the start of your turn. Lose 2 stasis slots. No, I can't. But I love that there's a relic in the game for Wonder. Buster Crown. Gain energy at the start of your turn. Future card rewards have 2 less cards to choose from. Usually I don't like this relic, but our deck is close to completion. I would like to find some more gems, but I definitely want the extra energy. Maybe we buy our gems from merchants. Merchant? That's a bit too much, I think. So, if we want to go to Niao, and we do, we need to fight the Emerald Elite on this floor, and the only way to do it is start here. This one goes into Exploit Gem, the Crystal Shift. I'm happy with that in the Prismatic Beam. We could poke We could toke the curse here. Otherwise we would need to wait until there. But there are still a few upgrades I want to do. Exploit gems is one of them. Well, only if we find the necessary gems. Temporal shield to draw an additional card. But we have a decent amount of card draw already. Yeah, I think it's time to toke the pain. I don't mind the free orb walk in our starting hand. Most of them are not attacking. Prismatic beam will be all I need to defend. This is good. I need to play 4 cards after Prismatic Beam. One of them will be the Crystal Shift. And then Stasis Strike, Floating Orbs, or Walk. Alright, I do have Vent's Team and I could play it, but I don't really need to, so I'm gonna... Wait. I have 1 more energy now. I forgot about that. Yeah. I like to focus on the front and back Darkling because the middle Darkling lacks the ability to do double attacks. But the front and the back one can do double attacks. There we go. Yeah, I think I should pick up pretty much any gem that I could realistically use. Now with the Buster Crown we can't be too picky. Do I want a Spheric Shield at the start? I am okay with that. Oh, Stasis Strike. I'm less okay with it now, because now I want to Vent Steam, Stasis Strike, Incinerate. Deal that sweet, sweet damage. Yeah, Ancient Construct might not be worth it here. That's very possible. What's our defense this turn? Our defense is killing the enemy. Fire pot. I do like these skill pots. They can give us defense when we need it. Oh yes, please. Buster Crone has no downside after all. Fire pot is not that good on this floor. This fight will take a while, so I don't mind having a very setup heavy first turn. Yeah, I'll keep it as it is. Went Steam. Definitely Floating Orbs, Time Capacitor. And I guess we might as well. curl up. Let's also use the ancient power for an evasive protocol, sure. Ancient attack for the strength. I think this is a fine turn to play Spheric Shield though. Priming Beam seems like a good idea here. Don't necessarily need defense, so we can play Priming Beam first. Prismatic Beam later. And let's draw the card. More vulnerable is always welcome. $23 damage. Yeah, sure. Set up Penny for the next turn. What's our highest hitting attack? Incinerate, I guess. Almost finished them off. There we go. Time bomb. No. What if we were to hunt down the merchant? Nope. Let's get a relic. That gives us more options on the Sapphire key. Yep. Definitely worth picking up the Sapphire here. We also need 150 gold. Luckily we have that. So that was another thing that was not that great for going to the merchant this turn. Temporal strike. Fine. Ancient power and attack. Hit for 45 incoming. We have weakness, we have Vent Steam, we have exploit gems. Oh, we have buffer. We have buffer. Ah, everything's so simple. Repulsor to counter the burns. Start with ancient power and stasis strike. Sure, let's play these out. Actually... yeah, that would have helped if I had that earlier. Now it's kind of too late. Whoops. I think we start with curl up. I should avoid using the This class doesn't really have defensive skills. Not that many at least. There's piercing height, there's the temporal shield. There are a few. But yeah, there's definitely less than in other classes. I can see that. We are already fully defended and I don't want to waste pen nib on intangibility. There we go. Warpaint. Upgrade 2 random skills. Ferric Shield and Vent Steam. Well, I guess at least those were skills that I wasn't planning to upgrade on myself. Shield Charger. We are lacking block and energy, but is this the right way to solve that? It's pre-upgraded. I do not mind picking this up. But it's not the best way of blocking, that's for sure. And, well, we have the extra stasis slots now. Yeah, we have to play it. We can't put it into stasis another way, and that's the biggest problem with it right now. I think I'll skip it. Kunai! Every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 dex. Yeah, I do like that. I like that a lot. Elite question mark fire or fire question mark elite. We do get to visit this merchant, which is pretty good. So let's go elite, then rest. We have prismatic beam. Looks like we'll be able to defend just fine here. Got the trigger of Kunai as well. Another floating orbs, sure. That helps with the slow. And kunai and everything. Pretty much everything. Another floating orbs, sure. Giant polybeam. This fight is pretty easy for us. Giant head is definitely the fight we're best at. Out of these elite fights. Whenever you rest, you may add a card to your deck. Planning. Do we have cards we really want to put into stasis? With the time capacitor, I think we could afford to include a planning here, but it's not that great. I think I'll skip. And we need to go to the rest site. Oh, you stumble upon a box. Its cover etched in strange runic symbols. Peering inside, you notice a strange egg-shaped device humming softly. You don't know what it is or what it is used for, but the energy coming from it makes you think it must be powerful. Quantum Chamber. Upon pickup, choose a card. Start each combat with this card removed from your deck. At the start of your 4th turn, return it and 2 copies of it to your hand. What could we make with that? We can easily poke the curse. That's true. Exploit gems. Gain 4 exploit gems. On turn 4? No, 3 exploit gems on turn 4. We don't really need... We can't do a Sentry Beam because it's already bottled. I don't think I can even select Sentry Beam for that. Usually you can only have 1 bottle on a card, and I think this will count as a bottle effect. Yeah, but most other cards aren't that great in there, except for the exploit gems. And if I don't have an Ember in it, I'm not sure if it's really that good. Might be too much draw. Time capacitor? No, we don't need that many stasis slots. Polybeam? I guess that has some appeal. But I think I'll leave. I don't want a curse. Yes, we could toke it easily, but instead we can upgrade. We still have a gem slot open, and we are unlikely to find many more gems, so I don't feel like exploit gems is a priority upgrade anymore. Time capacitor, adding another stasis slot. I think we should get one of these ancient things upgraded. Or maybe the polybeam, because it's our biggest hit right now. And adding another hit on that would be good. But I think it's ancient power here, so we can actually gain some artifact. Revenge protocol, I don't mind. Oh, nope, nope. That was... we will defend ourselves with just the damage we deal here. Floating orbs is more important in this combat. Time capacitor can wait. Should have started with entering the defensive mode, but it doesn't matter. We negated the strength down from the temporary strength we've gotten. Play the ancient power. There's a time capacitor for us. More sentry waves. I certainly don't mind. Incinerate, so we get the stasis strike ready next turn, because we don't really care about the damage we do. We only care that we do our damage in a steady way. Let's fill our stasis up with Sentry cards. The potential to kill the transient does exist here. Another time capacitor? Well, we certainly don't need that many stasis slots. I guess we're not gonna kill them after all. 39 health. Even less than that because they hit our spikes. Orb Beam. Place a random card from your draw pile into stasis, deal 7 damage, gain 6 block, innate exhaust. I'll take that. That's just generally a good card. Gives us some immediate value on the first turn, then prepares something to give us some more benefits later on. And upgrade a Polybeam. That is tempting. We can't stasis multi-beam very well. We don't have X-Cost cards, so Chemical X is not great. The boot isn't that good because we gain strength, so even our smallest hits will deal extra. Gain 5 block, place a card from your discard pile into stasis. Yeah, that's fine. Do we need to remove anything? No, we don't. We don't. The roll attack is a bit underwhelming, and we don't need AoE anymore because there's no more AoE fights. Potion? Yeah, Entropic Brew is very solid. That's actually worth. Gives us a lot of power in the final fight. Start with the Wind Steam. Stasis Strike, sure. Good setup turn. Good old curl up with the vulnerability, very nice. Now goes our giant Polybeam. That would almost be tempting if I had a realistic chance to find more gems, but I don't, so I will skip that. It's too late. That's what I'm trying to say here. Twin Slam, we have Armored Protocol, there are better cards in our deck. Let's see what Orb Beam has in store for us. Priming Beam, sure. Walker Claw. It's honestly better than Polybeam right now. It's good damage. Very good damage, and we're close to our next Pennip trigger as well. Temporal Potion. Accelerate all cards in stasis twice. Whew, that's not bad. Do we need an Ancient Potion? Probably not. Ruby. I mean, it's not ideal. But it's a gem for Incinerate. Consumes our artifact, but I mean, turning an artifact into a permanent strength is not that bad. don't need repulsor against these enemies. We don't need repulsor against repulsors. Curl up or beam. We don't need a second time capacitor. Penib is ready next turn. Start working on this guy's artifact. Okay. I think this is pretty much done here. And we don't even need to use the penib. Charge core, deal 15 damage and place this card into stasis, tick, draw a card, volatile. Nope, we don't need that. We don't have much defense right now. Orb beam will prevent 8. I guess we can rely on exploit gems. That's maybe not so safe. I also don't need all these antidotes. Let's see what we get. Roll attack. Time capacitor, then we recover. That will block us completely as long as we play an antidote. Like the incinerate. Being in stasis here. Antidote, so we don't... the antidote reshuffle with the strange spoon. Well, that means this fight will be pretty easy, I suppose. It's polybeam, 15 damage. Let's set up the other time capacitor, just in case. Curl up, removes the artifact on the enemy. Ancient power, I could keep a dex. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's something. Hyper beam will be hard to use. I'm just gonna use these, honestly. We will need a few of them, but not as many as we are most likely gonna have access to. I should have went that steam first. We need 12 defense this turn, we already have that. Floating orbs and another floating orb should be better than a priming beam, I think. I needed 6. 6 defense. Yeah, it deals damage first, then halves its stacks. And then blocks us completely. Let's draw into more sentry beams. Tungsten rod. Just playing these attacks for shuriken. But I think I'm gonna skip on the penny one. Yeah. I'm gonna play an antidote. Just so I don't have my hand space reduced by them. Rip buffer. Oh. Did I underblock? Apparently. Incoming this turn is only the poison, which is 12. Might as well. What do we place into stasis? How about a sentry wave? Or a sentry beam? We don't have enough of them yet. Okay, they're finally out of their wraith form. So now we can start dealing some damage to them. Should have played this first, but it doesn't really matter. We do still have the antidote after all. And I think this is a good turn to play it. Let's start with prismatic beam. But generating a few too many attacks with all these orb slams. There we go. Enter Act 4. Merchant comes back. Is now also using a deck. Well, I mean, Ancient Construct is not as bad as it used to be. Actually, don't hate it. Ancient Power is good. And I'll set up a Spheric Shield as well. That should last until the bomb. Which is the most important thing here. Let's get the Ancient attack. Another Stasis Strike? Sure. We're almost defended against the bomb already. Priming beam and then prismatic beam. Oh wait, they have artifact anyway. So priming beam it is. Start with Twin Slam, we need some defense now. Wrong order, but will do. Who needs energy when your whole hand is 0 cost? Exactly. But we also have a lot of draw, so we kind of need some energy. Could have set up the pen nib better, but don't really care. Preserved insect, well. Strength potion is much better than dex for us. Nope, don't want that one. Mummified hand, yeah, that would be good, right? Is there anything we want here? Evasive protocol, maybe. That's not a bad card for us. But we already generate enough decks, you're right. I'd rather have an actual block card, but that's not available here. I think we don't want any of them. Speed potion maybe? Use it with our artifact instead of the temporal potion. But we are generating... Temporal potion is dex for us too. I think we bail. Socket the ruby, and then final upgrade is on time capacitor. I think in the upcoming fight we need the extra stasis slot. Could also be on repulsor, to be honest, but I think... What does a recover upgrade to? Just some more block. It's not important how much block it gives, because we have a lot of decks. It's more important how often it gives block. Ancient Construct. That's scaling for us. That should be good. Strength potion. Bauble beam without any gems in it is not that great. Gonna wait a bit with the temporal potion. That needs to go. Can't have my hand muddled. This time is rough. Maybe I should have had my hand get muddled. Just want to drink this Tropic Brew. Spike the energy drink. I should have played the Sentry beam first. Whoops. This muddles at least my Spheric Shield and one other card. I'm not happy about the other card. But the Spheric Shield became 0 cost. That helps a bit. Are there any 0 cost cards we could draw into? Not really that many. I guess we take some damage here. Haunted. Oh. Finally we got Repulsor. A bit late, but better late than never. I should keep Recover around. I can't have it exhaust. What do I put in Stasis here? Ideally I want some scaling, maybe Ancient Power. Wow, that's a lot of spam. Maybe we just accelerate this engine. That's also scaling in a way. What's unupgraded? There are quite a few unupgraded cards, among them a Polybeam. The Recover. We let them get strength. Not too happy with that. Twin Slam increases its damage some on upgrade. I think what I really want to upgrade is the Temporal Shield and the Polybeam. So I'm gonna save my Blessing of the Forge for when I have those in hand. Spiker Protocol, sure. Can't play anymore. So I might as well burn out the E. Right, I shouldn't play the EQ with the Strange Spoon. That's a bad idea. We have Polybeam and Temporal Shield in our hand. So I guess this is when we use the potion. This Polybeam costing 3, annoying. Also upgrades these Orb Slams and the Shiv. They might be around for a while. Well, we still have a Nicky in our deck. Definitely not gonna play that because of the strange spoon this time around. Priming beam is still around. That might be something I wanna recover here. There we go. Still gonna play these Sentry waves. The stasis circle. Well, now we are mostly playing with the cards in our stasis because... and the orb slams. But we have a lot of draw, so that's... I want the priming beam back. $21 decks. That's a pretty good number already. I just wish we had a few more block cards we could actually use the decks with. Finally got that Icky out of there. This is pretty funny. Yeah, Nya will fall this turn. I have no doubts about that. It's just 50 damage. I guess we need to use the pen nip. Ugh, antidotes. My hand. Okay. Well, that's the problem with stuff like that. Well, we didn't get poisoned because we had artifact at least. Priming beam definitely wants to go out. We just started this with a single Sentry beam. And look at our deck now. The cloning is real. Basically anger, yes. But anger doesn't draw cards. Unlike this thing. So many Sentry beams and waves and things. Literally a better anger in this case here. Let him die to spikes. I could have done that. But I mean, our deck was all about Sentry beams, so it's only fitting that we finish Meow with a Sentry beam, right? There we go. That's Ascension 1 done. And another unlock. Hey, that's why we couldn't find Ember. I didn't have it unlocked. Gem, accelerate. Or were we looking for another gem? For the one that gives energy? Citrine? Well, at least now I have Ember unlocked. Gem Cannon. Exhaust all gems and cards with gems in them in your hand. Deal 15 damage to a random enemy for each gem in those cards. I mean, Ember would have been nice as well in this deck. And Gem Finder. At the end of combat you may choose a common gem to add to your deck. Nice. With this you can really fill up your deck with a lot of gems. And then use Gem Cannon, perhaps? Gem Cannon is actually good. I imagine so. It's basically like Fiendfire from Ironclad. Very high front-loaded damage for consuming some cards. Except here you have to actually have gems in your socket, but the damage potential seems to be quite a bit higher. Well, we have slain everyone once more, and the cycle has died again. And so does Niao.